Kia ora. This program is brought to you by Wellington Access Radio. Get your voice heard.
Welcome to Terry's Songwriters Show. This week in the show we have Electric Tapestry is about to perform his first song, Outer Space. Electric Tapestry with Outer Space. Now, with Nicholas E. Clark with me on the show for this afternoon. So thank you for coming on today's show there, mate.
No worries, pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you aboard. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been together with your band now and as a songwriter?
Been a songwriter for basically since I was 12, going on 13. I had braces around then, and I couldn't play a woodwind instrument anymore, but I was already a music student, and so I wanted to continue playing music, and I found it really hard with a double reed instrument. I was playing the oboe and the cor anglais, so I moved to guitar and piano, and I picked it up for the rest of the year, and then I started songwriting after that. I never did any songwriting when I was a woodwind kid, so it was braces that made me change to guitar. And then I just got interested in, songwriters first, and then someone must have showed me Sepultura, and I got into metal, and now I'm kind of in an indie rock space psychedelic band in Wellington.
Fantastic, that's great. What really inspires you to write songs like Outer Space and the rest of them?
Outer Space was a little bit about lockdown and everything else. I was thinking about all these individual people and their little, it was referred to as bubbles, and sort of it made me think of that song by, I think it was Crowded House, like Private Universe.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's in their own private universe in their own little spaces, and then sort of just playing with that word space and spaces, safe spaces and individual spaces and bubbles, and then outer space. And I didn't actually write the lyrics for that, but I made up with the title for it. Jeff, who sings over half of our songs, did all the lyrics for that. So you'd probably have to ask him about it. But when I was writing the music for it and making the title, that was kind of what was on my mind.
Oh, fantastic. That was cool. All right, we'll go to your second number, which is called Not to Shatter. Now, what's the reason behind this song?
Not to Shatter is sort of a giving up on giving up sort of song, like refusing to just let things happen, sort of like fighting against your destiny or your fate, I guess. Sort of like, the little bit of resistance. You don't have to just let things happen. You can sort of fight against it. And being, a little bit resistive and fighting back against things, not just letting things occur and happen to you. And, not giving up.
Right, and without further ado, let us take it away.
Smile that been trying to hide.
Tapestry with Not to Shatter, and quite an interesting song for me, so very well put together indeed. So well done to you, my friend.
No, thank you very much. Cheers.
My pleasure. So who are your musical influences? Who are your favourite artists inspired you to do your songwriting?
Well, there's 5 people in the band, and actually we have quite a wide range of influences. We have an interest in South African sort of like rhythms and some West African bands, Mali bands and stuff. Me and the bassist really like Paul Simon's Graceland that he did in the 80s that had quite a lot of African rhythms to it.
Yep.
But apart from that, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't actually overlap with our band. We like psychedelic music, obviously, and we like some post-rock, like Godspeed You Black Emperor and Mogwai and Pink Floyd. But then after that, things get pretty weird. Like, so we've got 3 guitarists in the band. One of them's a big, he's really into like Les Claypool,
right,
and Primus. And then I'm more into indie rock now. I really like Deer Hunter and Bradford Cox and Atlas Sound. And then Jeff, the guy who sings about half our songs, and he's a really good lyricist. Like sometimes I kind of come up with lyrics, and so he'll write lyrics for it. Mm-hmm. So he really likes the classics, Beatles, Rolling Stones. There's some other things as well that we all like. We all like Radiohead, for example, and some other things like that. And our bassist and drummer, our drummer Paul and our bassist Alex, they are really into some classic sort of progressive rock stuff. They like Genesis, Pink Floyd, a lot of solo careers, King Crimson, and so they bring their own sort of like complexity to it as well. Sometimes I think I write quite simple songs really, and then they sort of like add nuances and complexity to it. And with 3 guitarists in a band, things are going to get complex. But what I found, what works is actually playing less. Mm-hmm. So I'm using a lot of open strings now and sort of like using my effects pedals. And there's some songs where in the verse I just play kind of 1 or 2 notes, and I'm just letting a texture kind of ring. So we all take turns, so it's just not getting in everyone's space. Because if you overplay with 2 vocalists and 3 guitarists and a bassist and drummer, like I found to play a little bit less, I can actually add more to the song.
Right.
So anyway, what were we talking about? Influences, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It sounds like you got a range of influences between all of you. It's really good, like Genesis, Pink Floyd, and so forth. It's really great. And where can people listen out for your music? Can they find you on the internet anywhere? We have all our music on Spotify. We've got 2 EPs. Our most recent one is called the Adrift EP, which has got 4 songs. We did another one 2 years ago now, called the Origins EP, which was sort of our first foray into recording. We only played 2 of those songs live now at our gigs. And so, 2 EPs. We've got a full album coming soon that we recorded in a Lower Hutt church we had for a day. So it's got some really, really cool reverb to it. Oh. So that'll be coming out. I don't know what we're going to call that album. I'll leave it to someone else in the band to give it a name. But that album will be out this year, possibly around September. Great.
And we're going to get it mastered and everything else. But we recorded all the tracks live. We just played the songs live a few times and just got the best sound from the band. And they said, right, the 3rd version we did that song, that's the one that's going in the album. But we haven't done guitar solos or vocals, so because there's solos all over the show, it's probably going to take us a wee while to get it all on.
Right.
But the bass and the drums and the guitars are all done.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Okay, we'll go to your 3rd number, which is called We're Senseless. Then, can you tell me what that song's all about?
Wenceslas, which is a kind of a reference to Good King Wenceslas. There's a couple of lyrics in there. I find it really hard to write lyrics, but I don't know what exactly it was about when I started it. Sort of the beginning of it is I can hear your voice in the snow and talking about finding a dead body or like leading, going back to find a body, like the blood leads its way back to your body.
Right.
So I don't know. It just sounded sort of
interesting and poetic, but the chorus is sort of like this, having this doubt in reality, like, is this real or is this not, sort of simulation theory.
Yep.
A little bit about that, and looking at the world with fresh doubt, like, is this real or is this, and I don't mean like, are we in a game or not, I guess, is this genuine, what we're seeing in news and media and what's reported and everything else. So I'm not coming either way on it. I'm just sort of like, it's a song about doubting what you hear and see a little bit.
Okay, without further ado, let us take it away.
Calling out, tell me which way to
Electric Tapestry with West Senseless, and quite interesting song, very poetic if I may say so. It's really good indeed, so well done to you on that one.
Thanks, Terry.
It's really, my pleasure, it's really good there. So you've been involved in other groups besides Electric Tapestry, you've been songwriting ever since, you've been getting into indie rock and everything else. What else have you been dabbling into?
I have songs that aren't really appropriate for Electric Tapestry, that don't really rock enough, or they're just too weird. So I might do a solo album one day, and it'll be more of an influence on classical guitar, because I did classical guitar before, acoustic. Yep. Actually, no, wait, I got an acoustic guitar, just a bronze steel string, beautiful guitar, and I took it to the only guitar teacher we had at our school, and he was the Spanish classical guitar teacher. And he was like, I can't teach you on this. With a neck that tapers down and gets thinner and thinner with these strings. So he made me get a nylon one, and he was adamant that I had finger strength to do classical. So I actually did classical for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole lot of classical influenced sort of, like the beginning of some Metallica songs have got a little bit of a classic, like it's nylon string, classical sort of stuff. I really like that stuff.
Right.
So I might do a solo album with that kind of stuff. Some of them might be instrumental, but just stuff that isn't really appropriate for Electric Tapestry. I was in a metal band in Auckland for it was 3 years, but it was quite chaotic, and I really like the band that I'm in now. I think everyone sort of is on the same page, and they all contribute, and I'm less of a... With that band, I was kind of like a megalomaniac almost. I sort of wrote all the songs, I did all the lyrics, I decided what the songs were called, and I booked all the gigs. And with this band, I don't even sing. I sing probably half the songs, maybe. Then there's instrumentals, the bassist writes songs, the guitarist does all our artwork. The other guitarist, Aaron, he does all the artwork for our releases. Mm-hmm. So I'm liking this band a lot more because it's more of a diplomatic, shared experience.
Oh, fantastic. It's really good there. And before we close off with your final original called Over My Shoulder, which we're going to play acoustic live here on Wellington Access Radio, I'd like to say a big thank you for coming to today's show and tell us about your music. That's really good there. So, yeah.
Should we do a shout out to the gig we're going to do?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So me and Terry, we're going to be playing at Eva Beaver on the 14th of April. So that's down on Dixon Street. It's a Friday, isn't it? Friday the 14th?
Friday, 14th of April, yes.
Yeah. So Terry will be on at 9. We're probably going to be on, 10:30 or something. There's also another band called Rain playing, and my friend Andreas. So, yeah, it's going to be a good lineup at Eva Beaver, 14th of April.
Right, and there's our shout-out, and then we'll be down there. And so do come on to our gig, everybody, and... So once again, before we close, I'd like to say a big thank you for coming to today's show there, Nick. And I wish you all the best of luck.
No worries.
This is Terry Shaw and Terry's Songwriters Show. Tune next week more Songwriters, but for me, it's goodbye for now. And here we have Nick with Electric Tapestry with Over My Shoulder, play the acoustic here on Wellington Access Radio. Thank you very much.
snapping my neck back. Don't you think that your life and your dreams can be a trap? Whoa.
That program was brought to you by Wellington Access Radio. Get your voice heard. Thanks New Zealand On Air for funding accessmedia.nz.